Dealing with timetables is something, again, students really find difficult to deal with on exam questions. It's really, really important you're clear exactly what's going on with the timetables. You need to understand what the various rows and columns mean, and then you have to read carefully exactly what's happening in the process of this person's journey. So below are parts of 2 train timetables. So the first part is Swansea to Bristol Parkway. Each one of these columns represents a different train. One leaving Swansea at 28 minutes past 10. One leaving Swansea at 10:55, another 11:28 and another 11:55. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different trains on this timetable. And then each row is a station on the way on the route for that train. So this here would be the time that the 10:28 from Swansea arrived at Port Talbot. This here would be the time the 11:28 from Swansea arrived at Cardiff, and so on. Then we come to this part of the timetable, which is a different set of trains, because these trains are going from Bristol Parkway to Sheffield. So what that means is if somebody wants to go from Swansea to Sheffield, they travel on one train between Swansea and Bristol Parkway, then they have to get off that train and catch the next train that's going from Bristol Parkway to Sheffield. During that transition, there may be time spent where they're waiting in Bristol Parkway. Okay, so what's the context? Sophie gets on the 10:55 from Swansea, so she's on that train, and she gets on at Bridgend. So she's getting on the train at 25 past 11. She gets off at Newport. How long should her journey take? So she's getting off at 12:08, so 11:25. So paper 1, so I can't use my magic time button. So from 11:25 to 11:30 is 5 minutes. From 11:30 to 12 o'clock is 30 minutes. And from 12 o'clock to 12:08 is 8 minutes. So she's going 35 and 8 is 43 minutes. So that's how long her journey should take. Then I got David. David lives in Port Talbot and needs to get to Birmingham by 3:30 in the afternoon. So we've got to work backwards now. He needs to be in Birmingham, so I'm working with Birmingham, and he's coming from Port Talbot. And he has to be in Birmingham by 3:30, and we want the latest train. So the latest train to get into Birmingham by 3:30, that's too late, is this one. So he needs to be in Birmingham on the 14:56. That gets into Bristol Parkway, or sorry, leaves Bristol Parkway at 13:40. He needs to be on this train. Now to be on that train, he needs to be arriving at Bristol Parkway. He can be on any one of these trains to get there, but he wants the latest train from Port Talbot. So that would be this one. He'll be getting off in Bristol Parkway at 13:30 and then getting on the 13:40 train there. And if he's on this train, he has to be at Port Talbot by 12:12. So he gets on it at 12:12, he gets off at Bristol Parkway at 13:30, he gets on the 13:40, which means he gets to Birmingham by 14:56. So the latest train he can catch from Port Talbot is the 12:12. How long should he have to wait at Bristol Parkway? Well, he gets off at 13:30. He gets on that at 13:40. There's a 10-minute wait. So you've really got to be clear what's going on with these times. And we'll have a look at one more. The following are parts of rail timetables between Swindon and Coventry and between Coventry and Durham. So again, each column is a different train, and the trains in this part are different trains, so those ones. Denise catches the 15:29 from Swindon to Coventry, so she's on that train. How long does the journey take? So we're going from 15:29 to 17:23. So 15:29 to 15:30, 1 minute. 15:30 to 16 o'clock, 30 minutes. 16 to 17, 1 hour. And 17 to 23, 23 minutes. So we've got 1 hour, 30, 53, 54 minutes. John arrives at Reading station at 14:55. He travels on the next train to Coventry for a meeting which, including the walk to and from the station, takes a total of 1 hour and 20 minutes. He then catches the next train to Durham. When does he arrive at Durham? So he arrives at Reading station at 14:55, which means he can get on this train. So he's on that train which leaves Reading at 15:11. 15:11 gets into Coventry at 16:22. So he travels on the next train to Coventry for a meeting which, including the walk to and from the station, takes a total of 1 hour 20 minutes. So he's back in the train station an hour and 20 minutes after that, and then needs to catch the next train to Durham. So arrives at Coventry at 16:22. 1 hour and 20 minutes later, he's back at the station. So that would be 17:42. And then he wants to catch the next train to Durham. So we're looking at Coventry station. The next train after 17:42 is 17:49. So he's going to be on the 17:49 to Durham, which gets in at 21:39. So there's lots of little steps and processes you've got to deal with when answering a question like that, and that's what people find difficult. But the important thing is you annotate your timetable, you make sure you're on the right place and that you're reading all the various conditions that you have to deal with.